It is Wednesday, and we are here for another wonderful chat all about fabulous crochet things that are going on in the world. We have a super special guest today that we're going to bring in just a minute. Let me get it going over here on Instagram. As you come in and join, say hi, tell us where you're from, what you're working on. There is a brand new event going on this weekend that we wanted to make sure that you were aware about. So that's what we're going to be chatting about today. Okay, why haven't I gotten a notification that we are live on Instagram? Okay, well, at least it's there. So I just didn't get the notification, but that's okay. That's okay. I can see everything. It's there. We're good. Before I bring my guest in, quick reminder about two things going on. First of all, Comfy is our yarn of the month. So you can get this for 20% off right now. That is in our fingering, our sport, and our worsted. So you can get it in all three weights at 20% off for this month. No coupon code needed. It's already marked down for you. Along with that, today is the very last day to take advantage of the additional 20% off with our Mother's Day caregiver promotion going on. So go ahead and use that. We're going to put it up there. That is going to get you 20% off when you spend $60 or more. Doesn't matter what you're throwing in your cart. As long as you spend $60, you'll be able to get that 20% off with that code WCMOM24. I think that's everything. Are we ready? Here we go. Let me bring in our wonderful guest today. Hi.
Hi, Katelyn. How are you?
I am wonderful. How are you?
Fantastic. Thank you. Delighted to be here.
So for those of you who don't know, this is Sarah of Ned and Mimi. She is a fabulous designer. We've worked with her before. We've had her here on the show, but she's back again to help announce and launch this wonderful summit that is happening this weekend all around Tunisian crochet. You heard it right. You're going to learn everything you need to know, well, mostly everything you need to know about getting started with Tunisian crochet and fall in love. We have somebody over here, H staring off the hook maybe on Instagram. So excited for the Tunisian Summit. We are so excited too. So we're going to chat a little bit about it, how you can take part in it, when it starts, all of the details. So you're going to be in the know. So let's get started with, when is this happening?
So it's happening this weekend, so you don't have very long to wait. And I'll give you the URL before I talk about anything else, just in case anyone wants to check that out. So if you go to crochetsummit.com, that's it. So go there, that's the sign up page, put in your name and email address, and we'll take it from there. You should have it.
So we did put the link in the comments over here, but that's only showing up on Facebook and YouTube. So if you're on Instagram, you're just going to have to go and type in that URL. So then you'll be able to sign up and get notified about it. Okay, sorry. Just wanted to let everybody know, because sometimes we get a little confusing since we're on all three platforms, but we can't actually comment on Instagram. It's like a really weird thing. So
I know. And I think Facebook made changes recently as well. Now you have to have like 10 tabs open at the same time to see all the comments. Yeah. It's not easy.
Yes. So the summit is happening this weekend, and so it's going to be live, but if we can't make it live, how does that work?
Yes, so there are loads of options actually, which I think are going to work really well. So the summit is going to run on Friday and Saturday, so Friday the 10th and Saturday the 11th. And we have a combination of pre-recorded video classes from 13 Tunisian crochet experts and myself. I'm not an expert, but I have done one basic classes as well. And in addition to that, we are going to be doing a series of live Q&As throughout the course of Friday and Saturday. So once someone registers, once Friday morning comes at 9 a.m. Eastern in the US, all of the videos for that day will be made available. We can go watch those. And then we have the schedule for the live Q&As during that day as well. So you can pop in and out and ask questions and just meet the designers. So I think that's going to be a really good opportunity for that. And then Saturday is going to be exactly the same. So we'll have a different series of classes and another series of Q&As. And if you're not around, or if the time zone doesn't suit, or you miss anything, we do have a VIP option as well that you can purchase now, actually. So that's been selling for the past week or so. And with that, you'll get access to all of the video classes, and you're also going to get 14 premium Tunisian crochet patterns from the designers, and an ebook with loads of written material that you can print or view on a tablet or anything like that, because I know sometimes, like me especially, I'm trying to not be on the phone, not be on the laptop 24/7, so it is kind of nice to have something to look at offline as well. So yeah, if you want to go ahead and get that and you don't want to wait till Friday, then you can do that too.
Yeah, no, I love that. And so what they want to do is they want to head over to the URL that is all about the summit, and there they'll be able to put their email address in. And what that's going to do is that will make sure that you're signed up and you'll get reminders of it starting. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. So once you sign up, you will get a link to the schedule page, so you can see everything that's going to be happening, and you can add those live to your calendar, choose what you want to do with them, and then you also have an option to upgrade to the VIP pass at that stage as well, so you can choose both. And we do have a special early bird price on the VIP pass, and that's available until the summit starts on Friday. So if you're thinking about getting it, do it before Friday, I would say.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it to go ahead and grab that early bird pricing. Again, it gives you that flexibility of participating in the different classes when you have the time, or if you need to go back and rewatch something, because we know we're not all working on the project that we're going to have the question on while we're watching. So it's really great to have that information to go back to. If you have questions about the summit or anything that is going on, you can go ahead and put them in the chat, no matter where you're watching from, and we'll be sure to go ahead and try to get those answered as soon as we can for you guys as we go through. Okay, so you talked about the VIP package and how there's these 13 designers that are all going to be giving different lessons on things, and that you're going to get some free patterns. Well, not free, but in the VIP package, you get patterns and everything. Are you working through a project during the workshops, or are they general knowledge of Tunisian workshops?
So they're a mix of both, really. So the class that I'm teaching is an introduction to Tunisian crochet. So it's teaching the Tunisian simple stitch, and I actually do make a little coaster project. So it's very small. You could definitely pause me and make it probably before I finished the video. So that is one little project, and I wanted to do something that someone who didn't have any Tunisian crochet hooks or any special equipment could make. So you can use a regular crochet hook, and if you have some cotton yarn or any kind of worsted weight yarn, actually would work to make the coasters, so someone can make along with that. And then we have a mix of classes where it's kind of knowledge and information and theory and just introducing Tunisian crochet concepts rather than diving into all of them, because to be honest, a lot of the classes I feel like could be an entire course or topic in themselves. So we wanted to introduce people to as much of this craft as possible, and then they can take it from there themselves. And I think there is one class where Serena is going to actually take you through the process of making a shawl, and her corresponding written pattern is in the VIP pass then. So if you don't want to get the pass, you could follow along with the video and take some notes, I guess, and make a little sample and then continue on once the summit is over. But then her pattern is also in the VIP pass if you would like that.
Love it. And I love too that there is some options for hands-on work, because you are going to have that Q&A time. So you can ask a couple questions, even if you're not finishing a project, but even if you're just getting like a couple stitches in, you're starting the project off so you can see how it works, what it feels like, and then ask the questions that you have. That's going to be the perfect time to do it. And it's going to be so valuable if you are looking to get into Tunisian crochet and just starting, or even if you've done it a bunch of times before, it's definitely going to be worth taking the time and joining these wonderful designers. Sarah has gone and really curated this list of designers that are going to be included in these workshops. These are people who know what they're talking about. They all do have varied skill levels when it comes to Tunisian, but they're all knowledgeable crocheters, have done the craft, have done Tunisian, and you're just going to get all kinds of backgrounds coming together, which I think is so amazing. And you can learn so much by just hearing the perspective from different designers.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things I love actually about our lineup is we're so diverse. Like we're from all over the world. There's some of us here in Europe and the UK. There's several people in the US and Canada, and then we even have 2 designers in Australia as well.
Wow.
So we're trying to cover all the time zones, which is a little bit tricky when it comes to scheduling the lives, but I think we have kind of managed to do it. Yeah, so it's amazing. Like some people are mostly focused on Tunisian crochet, so they're real experts. And then there are a few like me where we kind of do a little bit of everything. And I have to say, I've obviously been able to watch all of the videos already, and I have learned so much in the last few weeks just from going through the classes myself, because as I said, I'm not the expert, and I just feel in such a lucky, privileged position to be able to bring all of these people together. And there's just so much knowledge in there. I really think no matter if you have been experimenting with Tunisian or you've made quite a few projects, I think there's going to be something in there that you'll find you hadn't heard before.
Yeah, I love it so much. I think this is going to be such a great opportunity for everybody. Again, can we tell them when it's going to start? Like we talked about Friday and Saturday for the summit, but what is the actual start time?
So the start time on Friday is 9 a.m. Eastern. So that's, I think, 2 p.m. in the UK, and I'm not going to attempt to do any more time zone conversions. But yeah,
That's
so
okay.
9
They
a.m.
can look it up
Eastern.
and they can figure it out, and everything else. But so, okay, so that's a great thing. So yes, it's going to be most of the day on Friday. We know a lot of people work. Those are going to be the perfect candidates for grabbing that VIP package so that they can enjoy it at their own leisure, or go ahead and do the Saturday version and then decide if you want to do the VIP. But the reminder is that early bird pricing goes away starting on Friday. So if you know you want this and you know you want to be able to keep this information, which is going to be very valuable, go ahead and grab that VIP package now while you can still get that discounted price. I mean, there's so much value in it for being able to have all of these classes with wonderful designers, for the workbook that you can print out, for the patterns that are going to be included so that you can take those skills and actually put them to work into something. I think it's just absolutely phenomenal what you've put together here.
Yeah, well, look, I just put it together, so it is obviously thanks to all of the designers for contributing and everything, but it has come together really, really nicely. I'm delighted with it actually. And it is very good value. Like even the written patterns alone are well in excess of what the price is. So yeah, it's definitely worth getting. And I will say actually, on Friday and Saturday, all of the classes are going to be available from that start time from 9 a.m. So you don't need to wait in between. And if you find that you have 2 or 3 hours in the middle of the day to just binge everything, you can do that. So you don't need to worry that you have to be kind of online all day. And the only thing is, if you do want to attend the live Q&As, they are staggered throughout the day. So they start, I think it's 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. Eastern, and they're kind of every hour.
Awesome.
And actually, one thing I forgot to say as well, so if you want to submit your questions to the designers in advance, there's a form on the website. So once you sign up, you will get a link to that, and you'll be able to see the form there. So I've had a lot of people fill out that already, actually, because I know maybe the lives won't suit everyone, but they might still want to get their questions answered. So that's there too, if you want to get ahead of the rush.
Awesome. I know over here on Instagram, we have Crafty Cookie saying that's exactly why I got the VIP package. Schedule is unpredictable. And that's exactly it. You don't have to worry about showing up at the exact time if it doesn't work for you or something comes up along the way. So yeah, it gives you all that flexibility. Can you tell us one or two of what the workshops are going to be about that are in the summit?
Yeah, sure. Let me just open up here so that I don't open up my schedule so I don't miss Anything. Okay, so yeah, my one is the first one. That's the basics. Then we have several workshops on different Tunisian crochet stitch patterns. So I think that's going to be really useful. Just to give you a taster of what's out there. And obviously we can't touch on everything, but it does give a really good overview. We have Abby from Abby Made. She's all the way in Australia, and she has a really, really good class all about Tunisian crochet hooks. Honestly, there was just so many like mic drop moments I felt when I was watching it. So much that I didn't know, and so much about the intricacies of what makes a Tunisian crochet hook different from a regular one, or what you might look for in one or the other. And it's really, really good. So especially if you haven't bought any Tunisian crochet hooks, watch that one. And I think you'll come away with a much better idea of where you should spend your money. Because I know when you're starting a new craft, you kind of don't want to go out and buy a whole set if you might not like them, and it's important to know what to look for. So that is really good. We have an introduction to entrelac crochet by Julie from Crochet. So that's another really good one, kind of a gateway to Tunisian crochet, I'm calling it, because you can use a regular hook and get the hang of the stitches and practice the Tunisian simple stitch. So that is another very useful one. Then we have some more kind of informational knowledge-based classes all about Tunisian blankets and Tunisian shawls. So that's going to give you a good overview and a good example of the kinds of things that you can make, and just kind of give you a reference point, I guess, for if you're looking for a new pattern to make. And I'm moving into day 2 now. So actually what I will say is that on day 1, most of the topics are more kind of introductory. So we're kind of easing you into it, covering the basics, and things aren't getting too complicated. And then on day 2, we're going a little bit more towards the intermediate advanced level. So you don't need to actually get to that level in a day, but it's just to show you what's out there. And I think even if you've been Tunisian crocheting for a while, you'll find this really, really useful, because again, I'm not the expert, and I learned so much just by watching the classes, and there's so much that I didn't know. So I think it's going to be really good. So we have Aranima. She is taking us through working Tunisian crochet in the round, which was new for me. So if you are a knitter, I think you'll probably get the hang of this a little bit faster than I did, but I had to get my head around the double-ended hooks and cables and all sorts of things that I was not familiar with. So I think that's going to be a really good one. We have some classes about Tunisian crochet lace, about shaping, and again, increasing and decreasing and that sort of thing is different in Tunisian crochet to regular crochet. So in some ways, it's got more in common with knitting, and then in some ways, it has more in common with crochet. So there's lots of little nuances and little things that might be new to you. And we also have a look at Tunisian crochet stitch charts and color work in Tunisian crochet. So I hope I covered everything, but I think there's a lot in there anyway. So yeah. If you have a look at the schedule page, I think you'll definitely find something. Yeah.
Now that's amazing, because, it's true. Like, so Tunisian is really that mix between knitting and crochet, kind of combining them together in a way that you can get a knit-ish look with using a crochet hook in a different way. But it's a different animal. It's different than regular crochet. It's different than regular knitting. It's a different way to think about your stitches and where you're putting your hook and how you're increasing and how you're decreasing to get it to look just right. And so these classes or workshops are going to be absolutely wonderful to get you started so that you can have success as you start to go into a different project and start working on it. There's so many beautiful projects out there, including blankets and garments and kind of all in between, that are so worth it in making. And you just got to give it a little bit of time. You've got to try it. You've got to start with a little project, kind of work your way up. Or what I usually end up doing, just jump head first into the deep end and just go with it, because you don't know what you don't know. So just try it and figure it out along the way. I know the first time I did Tunisian in the round, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, but sure, we can figure this out. And yeah, it takes a little bit of like thinking about it, but then once you get going, you can pick it up really easily.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think for learning a new technique, there's nothing like a video. Really is right there, because I have books about Tunisian, and I could not figure out from the photos what I was supposed to do. But then as soon as you see somebody do it with their hands, it all starts to make a lot more sense. And yeah, you made a really good point. You don't know what you don't know, especially when you're starting out with something. So I hope that all of the different classes and workshops will just give a taster of what is out there. And you're not going to be an expert from day one, but at least it might plant a little seed. And then if you see something again, or you see a pattern and you're familiar with the terms and familiar with the technique, it mightn't be so daunting.
Right. Right. And another great thing too is just checking out the designers that are participating in this event. You're going to learn about a lot of new people, I'm sure, or maybe you know them all. That would be great too. But you can follow along with them on so many different platforms to see what they're working on the projects, to see what other things that they're talking about in Tunisian. So you can stay up in the know, if you want to call it that, as you continue to grow your skills. You can get the foundation here. You can get a little bit, we're going to have this great pool of people to follow and continue your Tunisian journey. So I love that the most too, is that it's just really getting all of the bases for your foundation in going into the world of Tunisian crochet. And really, we talked about it too. Yes, you're going to need to think about a different hook that you're using, but there are projects that you can do without getting new supplies. And I'm just going to toot our own horn here a little bit, and I should have brought them with me, but I didn't. Our wood hooks are very straight. Like, you don't have a ton of a thumb rest on it. And so that does make them a great candidate for making Tunisian crochet in a small project where you don't need a really long hook or a cable added to your hook. So that's a really great way to start, is just with a simple crochet hook, no ergonomics to it, and just get started on a simple project.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can actually fit quite a lot of hoops, or quite a lot of loops on a regular hook. And I'm very guilty of that. If I can get away without using the cable or the longer hook, I do. So yeah, you can make a scarf, you could make a narrow shawl or anything like that with a regular hook. So yeah, there's no reason that you shouldn't be able to get started with what you have already.
Yeah. And a little teaser, we're going to have a coupon code just for the people that are following along with the summit. It's going to come out tomorrow or Friday, whenever it gets announced here. But you'll be able to save on your Tunisian hooks, getting either a single hook, your first set, your in the round set. Yes, we have specific sets for in the round. So you can really grab those tools that you need to go ahead and grab it. There is a question here about where can we find all of the information about the summit. And so if you go to crochetsummit.com, you'll be able to fill in your email address to get all the notifications of what's going on. Again, that's crochetsummit.com. So we have that over in the chat for Facebook and YouTube. But if you're watching over on Instagram, you can just type that URL in and be able to find it. Julia is saying here that entrelac can also be done with a regular crochet hook, and that is very true. But you're going to get a totally different look with regular entrelac crochet versus Tunisian entrelac crochet. And so it's just going to expand so many different project ideas for you when you learn how to do similar things that you know how to do in crochet in the Tunisian side of things. It's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, so we're so excited about it. We hope you guys are all going to go sign up. Remember, grab that VIP package before Friday. So you still have tomorrow, you have today and tomorrow to make your decision and purchase, but the early bird pricing goes away. Excuse me, goes away on Friday when the summit launches. So go ahead and do that. Thank you so much, Sarah, for joining us and chatting about this. I am so excited to see all the different designers, see all the lessons. I know that I'm signing up for it and going to be catching all the different workshops that I can to learn some more about Tunisian crochet. So thank you.
No, that's great. Yes, thank you for having me and giving me the opportunity to share this with people. So hopefully after the weekend, we will have a lot more Tunisian crocheters in the world. Yeah.
Amazing. And don't forget, if you join live, you can get in on those Q&As that are after each workshop. So that's going to be really great if you can join. We know that it might not be possible, but try to join as many as you can. Get in on the fun, see the different questions that you have or other people and what the answers are going to be to them. So hope to see you all there this weekend. Thanks for joining us live today. We'll be back next week. It's going to be a little bit in the air next week when we go live. You'll understand why when we get there, but just keep an eye out for notifications on when we're going live so you can join in on that fun next week. So have a great weekend, everybody, and thanks so much for joining us.
Bye. Thank you.